Lost but won. The fall that forged you. You were lost. Broken. Doubting. On your knees, begging life to let up, even for a moment. You were walking through a storm no one else could see. Smiling in public. Suffocating in silence. People saw the mask, but they didn't see the war behind your eyes. You fell. You failed. You fumbled everything you held onto. But what they missed, what even you didn't see at the time, was that you were being forged, tested, strengthened in silence. Because sometimes, to win the battle, you've got to lose your way. Sometimes, to rise, you've got to be broken. When pain becomes purpose. Pain has a voice, but it also has a purpose. It's a teacher disguised as torment. You didn't just survive that season. You were sculpted by it. Every scar? Proof that you didn't quit. Every tear? A receipt that you paid the price. Every loss? An ingredient in your evolution. The world looks at the end result. They see the victory. But what they never see is the pain that birthed it. You became strong not despite the pain, but because of it. You didn't just bounce back. You bounced forward. And that's why you won. Because even when you were lost, you didn't let go. The lonely fight. Nobody really talks about the lonely parts of growth. The nights you cry alone. The moments of silence so loud they echo through your soul. The hours of doubt. The days of invisibility. Where it feels like no one cares. No one sees. No one claps. No one helps. But that's where champions are born. In the dark. In the quiet. When it's just you and the voice inside. And you choose to keep going. You choose to show up. You choose to believe. Not because anyone told you to. Not because there were lights or trophies. But because something inside you knew. You weren't done yet. The mindset that refused to die. Winners aren't perfect. They're persistent. You didn't have all the answers. You didn't have all the resources. You didn't have the support. But you had something that couldn't be broken. The will to keep showing up. Even when it didn't make sense. Even when it hurt. Even when the path was unclear. That mindset, the refusal to quit. That's what made you unstoppable. Not the talent. Not the timing. Not the titles. But the decision to continue. The decision to believe in your future. More than your past. Turning loss into legacy. You lost. Yes. We all do. But some losses wake up the fighter inside. Some setbacks shake your soul awake. Some heartbreaks introduce you to your deepest strength. Your loss didn't define you. It refined you. It made you more grateful, more grounded, more fierce, more focused. You learned to stop begging for doors to open and started building your own. You stopped waiting to be saved and became your own hero. You stopped trying to fit in and stood up to stand out. You didn't just recover. You reinvented yourself. Now stand tall. Stand tall, not because life got easy, but because you got stronger. Stand tall, not because you didn't fall, but because you got back up every single time. Stand tall, not because the world crowned you, but because you crowned yourself with resilience. Look in the mirror. That's not someone who barely made it. That's someone who turned pain into power, setbacks into comebacks, and losses into a legendary rise. You were lost, but now you're living proof that losing everything doesn't mean you lost yourself. You found your fight. You found your fire. You found your future. You lost, but damn right, you won. And your story? It's just beginning.